Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again. And this time we're going to look at a game called The Cliffhanger, Edward Randy, created by Daddy East in 1990. And this was suggested by YouTube user Juan Cortez. And this is an Indiana Jones type of adventure. In fact, this is very much patterned after the Indiana Jones games. In fact, this is set in 1930s Europe. And it concerns some scientists that worked on a weapon of mass destruction under the threat of a terrorist type, or a Nazi type, I guess. They look like maybe they're Nazi soldiers or something. An organization led by the Dark Ogre. And the professor escapes, or the scientist escapes, and gives a key element of his research called a prism stone to his granddaughter Charlotte. And Charlotte takes refuge in the home of Edward Randy, who is preparing for a date with his girlfriend Jennifer. There's a sort of a love triangle, or a love rivalry with Charlotte and Jennifer, I guess, for his affections. But Edward Randy is a whip-cracking adventurer, just like Indiana Jones. And there's various cool-looking levels that take place on biplanes, trucks, jeeps, speedboats. It's really, really cool settings. There are intricacies to the controls that you really need to learn to get very far in this game. And it's something that you have to work with, that you're not just gonna learn like right off the bat. But the game looks cool. Sometimes it seems like enemies hurt you more than they should, or kill you like right off the bat, and you're just like, how the hell did that happen? But we'll get started. Now, yeah, you have a whip, you have a jump button, and in concert you can do certain things that you might not have thought you could do. You can whip upwards, you can jump up and whip downwards, you can hang from higher things, like that glider there. If the rider jumps off, or you knock him off, you can hang from that little glider thing by whipping upwards at it. And when you're hanging with your whip, you can swing in circles, which is really cool looking. While you're hanging with your whip, you can press left or right and hold it to swing 3 times, and then you'll let go with the whip. But if you hold jump, you'll keep swinging left and right. Now the point of view switches here. This game looks pretty cool. I'd never heard of this one. I'd never seen it in arcades. But sometimes there's flying spiked vehicles, which is kind of weird for being 1930s. But you just have to keep whipping these guys in the speedboats. While you're standing, you can, I think, press down left or down right and jump, and you'll do like a little dive kick action. If you press down and jump while you're standing, you can jump down. Note that you have a life meter on the top left. There's hearts. If you are not attacked by the enemy or hit for a while, your hearts will replenish, which is kind of cool. Now this train goes by on these rails. That there was the Dark Ogre. You're not going to fight him now. You'll fight him on the last level, but while you're going by on this, or by next to this train, those cannons can take shots at you. The best way to take them out is to like hang off of this ledge and whip straight at them, and you'll be able to take them out. And again, to drop down, you press down and jump, which is what I should have done here, because now the cannons can fire straight at me. They can fire above, or they can fire below. And there will be some enemies that take more hits than others. There I did a sliding kick move at them by pressing down and, or down forward and jump. And you do a little dive kick type of move. And here, I guess, the Dark Ogre tells me that I have to give him the Prism Stone to get, I think that's Charlotte, back. Now in this level, you drive a Jeep. And these enemies jump down from this flying battle platform thing. But when you're in the Jeep, there are other moves you can do. You can press down while driving to duck. And sometimes the enemies will throw knives, and you can duck under them. Or if your timing is right, you can whip the knives back at the enemies. And sometimes there will be these guys making this movement like, hey, check this guy out, or let's get this guy. Strangely, on this level, you can like hug the cliff. You will not fall off, and you can avoid enemy attacks that way, or at least for much of this level. Kind of strange, but that's been my experience at least. And you won't get hurt by the enemy shooting at you. But you'll not want to do that against the rock wall there. But yeah, while driving, you can press down and jump to swerve the rear of your car to hit the enemy cars. You got to remember all these tactics. They can keep you from losing energy. But when you face a boss, there will be their life meter at the bottom. And it looks very daunting because of the amount of energy that they have, but your whip deals a lot of damage to them when you hit them. So even though it's a high number of energy left, it'll drop fast. And pretty soon we'll be facing a boss, and it'll be a I think it's like another truck. But yeah, you need to remember the swerve movements to knock the enemy jeeps out of the way. I definitely never heard of this game. But again, you can press down while you're driving, and you can duck under the knives. But if you're confident in your timing, you can whip the knives back at the enemy. And I ran out of energy. Decided to continue here. You only have one life. Yeah, now we have boulders falling down at me. Eventually, yeah, we'll need to whip this enemy truck enough times, and there is its energy meter at the bottom. It's like every time I whip that vehicle, 3,000 energy units come off of it. Now, you don't have to fight this truck. The level will end, see? If you drop off in front of this truck, you're running ahead of it. Jesus Christ, Edward Randy must be like the fastest man in the world. He could stay ahead of this truck. I do love that move, being able to swing even in a circle around on your whip. That's just so cool looking. And again, to do that, you hang with your whip and you just hold left or right, and you can swing 3 times in a row in a circle. And now we have to be on top of the truck and fight this truck that's next door to me. Well, don't forget to set your clocks back 1 hour today. It's daylight savings time. You ever confused about when to or how far to set your clocks, or whether to set the clocks back or forward? Just remember, in the spring when it's daylight savings time, spring forward 1 hour with your clocks, and when it's fall, fall back 1 hour with your clocks. I like the level designs. They're cool, but yeah, sometimes it's frustrating that, you know, if you don't learn the intricacies of all the moves. Now we're bombarded by more boulders. Whoa! How did this vehicle suddenly appear behind me? But this moving giant, oh, it looks like a bulldozer. You have to get on top and you have to whip the enemies as they come out of the hatches. Eventually there will be purple enemies that take a long time to bring down each. But you have to get out of the way of the enemies and then turn around and whip them as they emerge. And you need to take out the enemies that are shooting at you first. Sometimes in the top left it looks like it says pinch. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. But yeah, you have to whip these guys very quickly and take them down. Didn't look like I whipped them all enough, but all of a sudden they're all destroyed. There are some technical aspects of this game that are kind of suspect. Now we're on this construction site type of area, and you can tell it's kind of made of shoddy material because parts of the platform break off. And again, if you fall off of a ledge to an abyss or whatever, you'll pop back up, but you'll lose half of a heart. And this giant robot that's going to be the boss, it surrounds me on my way up the site, and I can swat at its arms with my whip. I definitely never heard of this game before. What's going on? Falling to my doom. That's what's going on. That was weird. He got knocked backwards and he kept flipping across the screen. And there's some messed up technical aspects of this game. It's not bad. I mean, there's definitely things I like about it, but there's definitely things that could have been improved or fine-tuned. Oops. And there's the giant robot that I'm going to have to face. Damn it! Quit falling off these platforms. I think maybe at some point in this game I put on like infinite energy, but this robot will send these electrified tentacles at you that you'll need to keep whipping, and eventually it'll sprout projectiles out of its head or something, and you'll need to keep whipping its head. But yeah, look at the life meter at the bottom. The number looks really daunting, but as you whip it, you'll take off big chunks. Kind of sucks as the screen moves around. It can push a projectile into you or a fireball or whatever into you. It's almost dead. There we go. But yeah, if you hold still for a while and don't get hit by an enemy for a while, your energy will replenish little bit by little bit. And now we're on biplanes over the sea. With I guess pieces of the robot or something falling down. Eventually the robot will return, or at least part of it. Kind of interesting that the biplane dips up and down just over the sea, and looks like Edward Randy is dipping into the sea. Hope he's got decent breath control. But eventually, when you destroy the robot, or just his head, you'll and his hand. Once you destroy him, you'll fly up the waterfall and you'll go to the next level, and you'll be on biplanes in the air. Yeah, if you do nothing, then Edward Randy will flip his whip around and he'll say, "Come on." Okay, here they come. I like this level. This looks really cool, and you see the clouds fly by. It's really neat level design. It's just kind of sucks that a number of intricacies of the controls you have to learn. I've been skipping forward to later parts of the game, in case you hadn't noticed. But we'll look at least at parts of each remaining level. Whoops! I didn't find a purchase that time to land on. Just kept on falling into the abyss. But yeah, don't worry about falling to your death. That doesn't happen in this game. Now here, biplanes land on one another, and you have to get off the one that's being crushed. So keep moving onward and upward. There's like some gal that's attacking you on the biplane or something while lightning's flashing around. But this is the second to last level. The next level will be on a biplane, but you'll face the Dark Ogre, the last boss of the game. And he has an ungodly huge life meter that, fortunately, big chunks of it get taken up when you whip him each time. Oh, now we gotta face that robot, I think, one last time, and he's got these tentacles that you have to whip to bring his energy down. But, yeah, pinch. I don't know what the hell that means. Well, now maybe it's the robot trying to pinch you with its arms, but it's said that like throughout the game, so I don't know what the hell it means. But yeah, I'll skip forward and beat this robot. But yeah, this was suggested by YouTube user Juan Cortez. I'll be taking, I've got a list of requests. You can keep adding to them if you like. But I'm thinking I might try to do some versus Nintendo arcade games in a little bit. Just a small handful of those, and then I'll get back to requests. I've never seen or heard of this game in the arcades. Now here is the Dark Ogre. I have to face him, and look how high his energy meter is. But I take big chunks of it off as I whip him. He can shoot me with this big gun of his, and I don't know why, but sometimes he can knock you off with just one big kick or something, and then you've lost a life. You throw daggers and stuff. Yeah, how the hell did that happen? Yeah, his energy meter is so huge, but I take off huge chunks with each time I whip him. And yeah, the plane you're on will flip around. All of a sudden he's dead. He had a ton of energy left. Oh, whatever. Now here is the epilogue. You return home to, I guess, Charlotte or something. Or no, maybe you return with Charlotte and your girlfriend gets mad and slaps you. Your girlfriend Jennifer. Memory of Charlotte's smiling face and Jennifer's red hand mark. Okay then. Well, that was The Cliffhanger, Edward Randy by Daddy East in 1990. And again, suggested by YouTube user Juan Cortez. I've never played it, nor heard of it, until MAME came along. But again, if you want to request more games, go ahead. I will probably be doing some versus Nintendo arcade games in the near future. Just because I remember seeing some of these, but never really got the chance to play them. Maybe not even on the NES. But that is The Cliffhanger, Edward Randy. Not to be confused with the old Laserdisc game Cliffhanger, nor the movie or the games that it spawned, Cliffhanger with Sylvester Stallone. Finn. And in just a moment I'll put in my initials. And there's a pissed off Jennifer to your left and to the left, and Charlotte to the right, I'm guessing. And now I put in my initials here. Yeah, definitely never heard of this one. It's not bad, but kind of technically flawed at times. Well, that was The Cliffhanger, Edward Randy by Daddy East in 1990. This is Crazy Clown Radio saying thanks for watching The Cliffhanger, Edward Randy by Daddy East in 1990. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great weekend. I will see you later in the future with another video. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.